2,
1.
Megan Pearson
And Dylan Coney on the Living Life Authentically podcast.
Megan,
Yeah.
our little podcast
Okay.
is 10 episodes old today.
It's growing up.
It's growing up. It's double digits now.
And we even have a ton of listens on our podcast. I think we're at like 1,200 listens already.
Yeah, total. Yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how much like feedback and stuff we're getting as well. But I think overall we're getting pretty good reception for it. So.
Yes, I've got a ton of people on social media that would reach out to me and say, "Hey, I love the podcast. Keep it going." We just did a live actually last night on TikTok. And a lot of people said, "Hey, love your podcast." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, it's super cool to see. And like, you try to not look at that stuff or focus on like number of listens, but it's hard not to, right? I think the content that we're trying to put out and what we're trying to like foster and create here is more important. But it's nice to see, that 100 people are listening to it a week.
Exactly.
That means a lot. So.
Exactly. But okay, so today we were actually trying to figure out what do we want to do for our 10th episode.
Yeah.
We want to talk about the love languages.
Yeah. So this is something we did. We talked about it today because I don't even remember when we did it, but you said it was like early on, opening couple weeks of the relationship.
Yes. So when Dylan and I first started dating, we met over Instagram. We've said this story before. We met over Instagram. We chit-chatted then. We went on an in-person date.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we couldn't see each other in person for like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of FaceTime dates and phone calls and, just to keep in contact like that. And I remember it must have been after that in-person date, the third or fourth phone call we had, we just talked about love languages.
Well,
and I don't know why, because that's something that you usually don't say at the beginning of the relationship.
I know, but like, I think we were both bored and we were both at home.
But we weren't even dating. That's
I know.
we
We weren't even dating, but then you mentioned it or I mentioned it. And then we were like, well, what are yours? And I'm like, I actually don't really know. And then we're like, you want to do a quiz? So then we did it. And to be honest, I don't fully remember every one that we got, but I know you enough now to know what to expect. But what I'm excited to do is I think today we should go through and do it again.
Yes.
Live on the podcast.
Okay.
Answering the questions. I'll ask you a question. You give me the answer. It's an A or a B quiz.
Yes.
Basically.
Almost like would you rather.
Would you rather? Yeah.
So we're going to do it together. But if you have a partner, pause the episode. Get your partner to as well listen to this episode with you. And then you two can also, see, what would you choose in this question?
Yeah. It's 5lovelanguages.com and there's quizzes on there. There's quizzes for if you're in a relationship, if you're just doing it for yourself, if you're a kid, even there's multiple different quizzes. So I've obviously selected the partnership quizzes.
Yes.
But this is important, even if you're not in a dating relationship, because this will give you kind of an idea of how you receive people's gifts, words of affirmation, and all that stuff.
There's 5 love languages. So we're just going to say what they are right now. So then you can kind of have an idea of maybe which one you're going to fall into. I think they give you your top 3 or maybe the ones in order, your percentage of this and percentage of that.
Yeah,
right?
they give you kind of the top 2 or top 3 that you fall into.
Yes. So words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service.
I think it's going to be your top 1 today.
I think it's going to be acts of service.
Yeah, I would. That's the go-to one for whenever I think about you. What do you think it's going to be for me?
Physical touch.
Yeah. I love a good kiss and hug. I'm a sucker for physical touch. I will admit it. Even friends will know that I hug them more than their other
hugs.
friends or average friends, right?
Yes. Okay, it's more meaningful to me when A, I can spend alone time with my partner, just the two of us, or B, my partner does something practical to help me out. I'll tell you that I think this changed for me.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I love when you help me out, whether it's something around the house or, I just ask you to go do something.
Yeah.
But I've been really enjoying spending our time together during this pandemic.
Yeah. And I think that changed for you because you were kind of reserved, or you wanted to make sure you weren't jumping fully into the relationship right away. We still value our time alone, but I can see you changing a lot lately where you're we're not hanging out tonight. What the heck? And which is very different than what you were maybe the first go around when we did this quiz.
But I don't know. I think I'm still going to say something practical.
Oh, you're still
I think
going
that's
to?
still
Okay.
more important to me.
When they do something practical to help you out. Yeah. I think for me, it's still alone time for
Alone
sure.
time?
I do when you acts of service for me as well, but it's definitely not one of my love languages.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner gives me a little gift as a token of our love for each other, or I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with my partner.
I think this one changed for me, actually.
Okay.
Because I think getting to spend uninterrupted leisure time with my partner is like super important to me. But the gifts and stuff that you've been giving me and like what you did for my birthday, like just blew me away. But like giving a meaningful gift like that is super meaningful to me. So I think I'm going to go with that one first.
I think because that's so fresh too for you that
absolutely.
You're like, that was really good.
What about for you?
I like the little token of love.
Yeah. All day. So like getting out of the house and doing stuff. And it was so much easier in the summer because I ran like every day. But now I can't do any of that. Yeah. Or like it's too cold and I'm a little wimp. So, right? So yeah, definitely like
coming to bring me Starbucks or whatever it is.
It's a mental health check for myself too, right? So, okay, next question. It's more meaningful to me when my partner unexpectedly does something for me, like filling my car with gas or doing the laundry. Or B, second option, is my partner and I touch. I think for me, this one is when my partner unexpectedly does something for me.
Yeah.
But I also like control. This is like, no, this is going to sound really bad. Okay. But like, I remember the first time you did my laundry and I was like, so just like, this is not okay. Like, I want to do it my way. Like, because you don't know how I fold my shirts. No. It's like simple, right? But like, I think that's changed as our relationship has gone on and realizing that we're a team.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner puts his or her arm around me when we're in public, or my partner surprises me with a gift.
For me, it's like the surprise of like you grabbing me or like grabbing my hand. I just love that. Yeah, in public, I love that because it's just like I'm always a worrier and I'm always worried if you're like okay or if you're upset with me. So then if you like just grab me, it just gives me like kind of a reassurance that like everything's fine.
Yeah. Well, today actually, so in Calgary, there's a tube park.
Yeah.
And so we went tubing. It was so much fun, by the way. If you're in the Calgary area, go do that. And I just literally needed space today. Yeah. And my bad. I did not tell Dylan.
She does this all the time.
I know. I'm sorry.
She's trying to get better at it, but she does this all the time.
I am.
Where she doesn't tell me how she's feeling and then she just walks away.
Yes.
And then I'm like, what? What did I do?
I know. But then, like if I just come grab your hand, like then that's comforting to you.
Yeah. It just tells me that like maybe something is wrong, but it's fine. Like, or we'll deal with it later.
I would put the same thing too, right? Yeah. Like if you put your arm around me in public or whatever that is. Yeah. But not like too much of it, because I remember at the beginning of our relationship, it was too much. So we had to figure out that balance of like how much physical touch in public is okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and it's just like it changes from day to day as well. Like you kind of realize after 6 months of being together that like I can kind of feel your energy a little bit better. So I can feel when you're like needing space.
Yeah.
For the most part, when you're masked up and you're like in a group of, a bunch of people at a tube park, it's hard to like maybe feel that energy out. So then I
got all these layers on
yeah,
too.
Exactly. Right.
Next question. It's more meaningful to me when I'm around my partner, even if we're not really doing anything.
COVID.
Or I hold hands with my partner. I don't like that question.
This one's a rough one because,
to be honest,
no, this one's kind of hard to answer because pretty much everybody has to be around their partner not doing anything right now.
So I guess we'll just choose that one.
I think so. Yeah, like that's kind of a throwaway one, but
that's okay. Again, hopefully you guys are like answering these questions and thinking about which one you would choose.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or you're like taking the quiz at the same time with us. That'd be cool.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner gives me a gift or I hear I love you from my partner.
A gift could be, right, you coming to bring me coffee at work, or a gift could be like, oh, I saw this like at the store and I picked it up for you. Like simple thing of like you're at the grocery store checkout and you saw my favorite chocolate bar.
Yeah.
You know what? It's simple. It doesn't have to be like a big like gift.
I'm just secretly trying to sabotage your New Year's resolutions that we talked about at the first episode.
Giving me Bueno chocolate. So good though, actually. So good.
I think we're both on the same one. Are we gonna get the same love language?
I
feel like we're answering the questions
maybe
the same.
Next one, it's more meaningful to me when I sit close to my partner or I am complimented by my loved one for no apparent reason.
Obviously, I love being around you. I love being close to you. But as our relationship has shifted, I've noticed that like we don't always sit right beside each other on the couch.
Yesterday we're watching Wolf of Wall Street because, by the way, this week, if you like go back to like end of January 2021, the stocks were crazy. And so we're like, let's watch Wolf of Wall Street. And so we're on the same couch, but like there's a blanket in between us. And honestly, I was in like a real good groove.
I think there was one point where I like tapped the couch. I'm like, come over. And you're like, no, I'm good.
I'm fine where I'm at.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna go with the complimented one.
Yeah.
I love that. Like if
Is
you
that for you as well?
yes, like if
Yeah.
I came out of like, I was like looking whatever, however I was dressed, and you're like, oh my gosh, you look so good today. I'd be like, thank you.
Yeah, which I try to
Right?
do.
Just like simple compliments. Even if
I'm
I
also
wasn't
oblivious
looking good.
though, so I also forget to do those random and I know that you appreciate that, but I just literally forget because I'm oblivious and stupid sometimes.
You're a
But,
boy. Well,
yeah, that's true.
it's more meaningful to me when I get the chance to just hang out with my partner or I unexpectedly get small gifts from my partner. I like the small gifts one.
Okay.
I like the
me,
little
it's hang out.
surprise. You like the hanging
Yeah.
out? Okay. What's the next question?
Oh, the next question is, it's more meaningful to me when I hear my partner tell me I'm proud of you or my partner helps me with a task. I think for me, it's when I hear my partner say I'm proud of you.
Proud of you?
Mm-hmm.
I like the task.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would way rather you help me out in the kitchen for dinner or like help clean up or just do something.
Do all the cleanup?
Yeah.
Miss, I hate doing the dishes.
I hate doing the dishes. Okay, Dylan and I had this conversation 2 months ago, I want to say, when I was folding your laundry, I think, because I know you hate doing that. You can put the laundry in the washing machine and in the dryer, and then it goes into a laundry basket, and it just goes literally right in front of your closet. Like, you got so close. You're right there.
I'm just expecting that an elf is going to come by and like do it, and like it turns out to be you. Sometimes.
No. Oh, you call me an elf because I'm short?
Maybe.
But we had this agreement that I said, one day when we live together, I will do the laundry. I will do your laundry if you wash the dishes. Yeah. Are we still on that agreement?
I can make it work.
Good, because it's on the podcast.
You might have to add a little bit more to the deal, but sweeten the deal a little bit.
Laundry doing for you all the time?
Okay.
That's a lot.
Okay. It's more meaningful to me when I get to do things with my partner or I hear supportive words from my partner. I think it's just I get to do things with my partner.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We love to do activities together because we have the same similar interests and we like to do the same things together.
Right.
So doing that as a team is better.
Yeah.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things. Or B, I feel connected to my partner through a hug. You already know I'm going to pick A, like 100%.
Are you saying that I don't do things?
Sometimes.
Examples?
The laundry.
Oh, okay.
Even that's not even for me, but I'm like, come into your room and I'm like, a lot. There's a lot of stuff here because you'll be like, yeah, I'm going to do the laundry later. I'm going to do this later. I'm going to do this in a couple of days. And then when you do it, it's so great. Like whether it's not even for me either. Like if it's something that's going to benefit you and you tell me about it, I want you to do it.
I'm just a lazy butt.
You're getting better. We will say, I think we talked about this in like episode 6 or 7 about like getting into 2021 and what your goals are. Dylan's one of his goals was budgeting. And, you have, called your bank. You've made a spreadsheet. You've figured out a budgeting plan for yourself. So I'm super proud of you for that.
Yeah. Even though I spent like $50 on like, groceries I didn't really need the other day, but that's okay.
But really?
Just like that fancy bread and stuff I bought. It's so good though. So good.
Okay. It's your money. Next question. It's more meaningful to me when A, I hear praise from my partner, or B, my partner gives me something that shows he or she was really thinking about me.
Yeah, B for me.
You know what I see all these TikToks of? In the summer, I saw this couple driving down the road and then they just pull over. The guy pulls over and sees like a cute flower in the middle of the road.
When I'm driving, I'm not stopping for a flower.
I would love a flower.
No.
A wildflower? No. I would love that.
I will like take you to like a cool place, but I will not just like pull over on the side of the road.
Well, it's my love language, so now you know it.
Are you saying I have to do this now?
At least once.
All right, next question is, it's more meaningful to me when I'm able to just be around my partner or I get a back rub or a massage from my partner. Definitely a massage. I need one today. My back hurts.
I would go with the same thing. But, okay, does anybody enjoy back tickles?
Yeah, you're so weird.
They're so nice.
Like she just wants me to run my hand up and down her back.
And it sucks because you don't have any nails. Because if you have the nails on your skin just lightly,
that would drive me insane.
Good.
That would literally drive me insane.
No.
Oh.
I don't want pressure.
So
I don't want you to scratch my back unless I have an itch on my back. And it doesn't even have to be on my back. You give the tickles. It's like on the arms.
Oh, it's weird.
You know what I think it is though, actually? I think my mom used to do this when I was a baby to get me to sleep at night.
Oh.
I think that's what it is.
Is that why you're not sleeping well?
Yeah, because you're giving me tickles at night, obviously.
Next question is more meaningful to me when my partner and I share non-sexual touch in public, or my partner offers to run errands for me.
Next one, it's more meaningful to me when my partner reacts positively to something I've accomplished, or my partner does something for me that I know they don't particularly enjoy.
But if you like reacted and said, "Oh my gosh, you like your house looks so clean," that's what really means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
The one time I did come over to your house though, and you cleaned it, and I didn't say a word because I'm like, he wants me to notice.
Yeah.
He wants to feel the accomplishment and like the pat on the back. So I didn't say anything. And then I don't know, an hour goes by. So you're like, did you notice I cleaned my house? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I noticed.
Which one is it for you? Show a genuine interest in things I'm doing, even though you don't understand it or like you don't like it, or like, for example, streaming in video games, like you're trying to get into it. And like last night was hilarious because you like played online with
Dylan streams on Twitch and I'm like, can I stream? And you're like trying to figure out what game to play. I'm like, no, I want to kill people. And let's just say I did good.
Relatively good, yes.
I killed 25 people one round. And before I could only kill 3. So like
that's true.
I had
that
an improvement.
True. I mean, it was a super small map and you were just kind of spraying and praying. But yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I would do the same thing because I've been like in relationships or just like dating, and the person doesn't really care or get what I'm doing or just doesn't have an interest in simply like country music is a good example. For me working at a country music radio station, there could be like, oh yeah, cool. You work in radio, you talk. But like for you, you actually care about what I do. You listen to my show, so you already kind of know how my day goes. Yeah. So we just have that open communication with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wanted to say quickly, because we're about halfway through the quiz, we do have a sponsor on this podcast, which is very exciting. So if you do want to sponsor our podcast, it is available. You can just DM us on Instagram, the Living Life Authentically podcast.
Yep. It's more meaningful to me when my partner and I kiss frequently, or I sense my partner is showing interest in the things I care about. This is a difficult one.
Yeah, it is actually.
Because obviously I love kissing you.
Thanks.
Obviously. But also like it's super important to me and super meaningful to me when you like.
So we have 2 sponsors. We have Clearly Lovely Photography, who is sponsoring us today. So she does any type of photography, whether that's individual, family sessions, couples. She is highlighting that she is booking for weddings and she is doing surprise proposals. So yes, if that is something that interests you, again, you can go to our Instagram and you can just check her out. We posted stuff about her. Also, we do have Barrel and Peak Coaching. So for them, they just want to feature that they help business owners figure out who their ideal client is and how to reach them.
Yeah, I think that's super important these days because like everything's virtual, right? You can't, it's not as easy to like go and market yourself in person. So you kind of need to know what your demographic is before you even go out and like try to market some stuff.
And you don't want to waste your time about, you know, like knocking on a door and like pitching yourself and saying, hey, you need this, like, let's help you with this. If they're not even like interested from the start. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So you need to like save your time and actually market to someone who that's your ideal client, who they also need your service. Yeah. So thank you to both Clearly Lovely Photography and Barrel and Peak Coaching for sponsoring our podcast today. Woohoo. Okay, let's continue on with the quiz. It's more meaningful to me when my partner works on a special project with me that I have to complete, or my partner gives me an exciting gift. What's an exciting gift? Like, how exciting are we talking about? Because if you said, babe, we're going to Disney tomorrow, definitely picking that answer.
Yeah, but we can't.
But like, that would be exciting.
I know. I want to do that. I want to leave the country, but we can't.
Would you ever surprise me with a Disney trip?
Oh, 100%. I could probably pull that off.
You think you could pull that off?
I think I would need a lot of help from Avery and your mom, but I'd probably be able to pull it off.
I think I would say, the exciting gift. What about you?
I think for me, it's when we work on a project together.
It is more meaningful to me when I'm complimented by my partner on my appearance, or my partner takes the time to listen to me and really understands my feelings.
Second one for me, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't take compliments.
I was just going to say that is why. Like, it doesn't even matter what that second question was. You would have not pick the first one.
I don't like compliments.
Dylan hates compliments, and I don't know why you do that to yourself.
I don't really know either.
Like, I'm self-conscious too, but I love when you like make me feel good about my appearance.
Which I try to do, yeah.
And you do that. But if I said you like anything, like whether you look good today or hey, your hairstyle is really nice, right? Like whatever it may be, you brush it off and you don't even say anything.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why that is, but it's definitely B for me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I would say the compliments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are people just out there having like lots of sexual touch in public?
Yeah, totally.
Like what?
Have you not seen people like get groped in public and just like, oh, it happens all the time. They're like, oh, they're having a good day today.
Oh my, okay. I don't know where you're shopping or where you're going.
Okay, it's not in the produce section at like Walmart, but it does happen.
I think for me, because I'm a doer and I like doing my own thing, like with errands and stuff like that, I think it's A for me.
See, and that's the thing too. I love running errands and I like running my errands. But if I was pressed for time and I'm like, Dylan, could you please go to the store and grab this?
Yeah.
If you did that, that would be so helpful to me. So I'm going to go with B.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner does a bit more than his or her normal share of the responsibilities we share, whether it be around the house or work related, etc. Or I get a gift that I know my partner put a lot of thought into choosing.
I'm going to say the first one.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love if you did like more things around the house or like work related to help me out, right? Like if we were 50-50 on, chores, let's just say, but you did a little bit more for me, I would really appreciate that.
Okay. It's definitely B for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
Like I get a gift that has a lot of meaning behind it is like more important to me than like a Flames hat or like something, that's obviously thoughtful, but like the gift that you got me for my birthday where you got like my friends and family to write notes and like letters to me, super meaningful.
Yeah.
Right?
Next, it's more meaningful to me when my partner doesn't check his or her phone while we're talking, or my partner goes out of their way to do something that relieves pressure on me. This one, like I feel a lot of relationships have the struggle of like your partner being on your phone.
Yeah.
And for some people, that's not a bother in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, yeah, you're on your phone. It's fine. For me, it's like if I'm telling you something and you're on your phone, mostly because you have like a one-track mind that you're not listening to me, I'll be like, so blah, blah, blah. This is how my day. What do you think about this? You're like, yeah, uh-huh. And I'm like, you didn't even hear what I said. Now I have to reword or restart the story.
It's the same one for me too, as well, actually, because you are similar, but you're a lot better at listening to both. But
I think it's just, not being distracted, like just turning off your device or just putting it away for a second so I can be focused on you.
Even for like a couple seconds. Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
It's more meaningful to me when I can look forward to a holiday because of a gift I anticipate receiving, or I hear the words, I appreciate you from my partner.
That's such a weird one because that's like kind of backhanded. It's like, oh, Christmas is coming. I'm expecting a huge gift. Like,
it kind of is.
Even though everyone does do that, like you shouldn't be doing that, right? Or you shouldn't be having
I would be like saying like, I would be excited for a holiday because of the gift I anticipate giving. So I would go with, I hear the words, I appreciate you, or something along those lines. Yeah. Okay.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner brings me a little gift after he or she has been traveling without me, or my partner takes care of something I'm responsible to do, but I'm too stressed to do it at the time. Yeah, this one's tough for me because I don't want you to ever travel without me. No, I'm just kidding. And I know you have an Italy trip that you're still like waiting for COVID to and that's going to be 3 weeks and that's going to be difficult.
Oh my gosh. I want to go to Italy. I was supposed to go in April, by the way.
But if you bring me like a kick-ass wine from...
I'm supposed to bring wine on the plane?
If you bring me an Italian wine on the plane, can you even do that?
I don't even know if you can do that.
You can smuggle it for me. You love me enough, right? That's the one I would pick.
Okay. Yeah. It's more meaningful to me when my partner doesn't interrupt me while I'm talking, or gift giving is an important part of our relationship.
Can I call you out a little bit?
I call you out all the time on this podcast, so, go right ahead.
You interrupt me a lot, and it drives me nuts. It drives me absolutely nuts. And, like, I've been bad at that in the past as well, but you were like... It's so bad. I'm just trying to say something simple, and you're like, oh, yeah, and then I'm like, let me finish. And then you can respond.
You do the same thing, though.
No.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then
I'll admit that I do it to you, but I'm also just saying that you do it back.
All right. We'll agree to disagree on that one.
So you don't want me to interrupt you?
I don't want you to interrupt me more.
Okay. I like the gift giving part of it because that's back and forth. And Dylan and I like to do surprise weekends for each
That's
other,
true.
which by the way,
Yeah.
if you're in a relationship, whether it is like for a month, a year, or you've been married for X amount of years, do surprise weekends or surprise days.
Yeah.
You might be thinking like during COVID, it's really hard to do that.
It's not though.
But it's not. Like it can be just simple stuff. You plan like a scavenger hunt for me.
Yeah.
That was like around the house, and then it was like outside. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just that creativity of what a gift can be.
It can be really simple.
That's
too.
what I like. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna choose that one.
Yeah, it can be super simple. I think for me it's B, and I think that's because like every time we take off to the mountains, it's super important to me, and every time we just go on a drive or we try to travel somewhere, even with COVID, it's super important to me. So
we're
I think
not
it's definitely
going
B.
anywhere. Let's just like clarify.
I wish.
It is mostly just going to the mountains at this point.
That's really all we've done this winter.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner and I are physically intimate, or my partner gives me a little gift that he or she picked up from the course of their normal day. Intimacy?
Yes.
I think I agree too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do like the surprise of like, hey, I just saw this and I thought of you and I want to give this to you.
Mm-hmm.
But, having that physical connection is also important.
Yeah. Okay. It's more meaningful to me when my partner says something encouraging to me, or I get to spend time in a shared activity or hobby with my partner.
I like that last one.
Yeah.
The shared hobby or
we love skiing
activity.
and snowboarding together.
Yes.
We've really fallen in love with doing that.
Well, I don't know about you, but like in past relationships, I didn't think I had to share those type of hobbies or similar interest of activities together. I dated people who they didn't go skiing or snowboarding. They didn't do hiking. They didn't do those type of things. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll do that with my friends.
Yeah.
Totally cool. But now being with you, and then we can just say, you want to go skiing tomorrow? Then we can go do that, right? We're already going to be hanging out.
Yeah.
So why not let's hang out on the mountain? Let's go do a hike in the summer.
Yeah, exactly. And we watch too much TV now anyways. So it's good to have those times away.
The physical activities,
exactly.
right? Yes. Okay. It's more meaningful to me when my partner surprises me with a small token of their appreciation, or my partner and I touch a lot during the normal course of a day.
Second one for me, obviously.
First one for me, again, the deliveries is a great little token of your appreciation, and I appreciate it too. It was like yesterday, actually, when I was working at the radio station. Sometimes Dylan will just like text me and says like delivery here, and he won't even tell me, or he'll just call the studio line. So like I was in the middle of a topic, and I'm like putting people on hold, and I'm like, hi, hello, and you're like, there's your boyfriend downstairs with a delivery, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yesterday was just to save my butt because we were like, I was being a little bit of a jerk in the morning. So
were you?
Well, we just had a disagreement in the morning, so like it was my my token back onto the right side.
To try and fix it?
I was trying to fix it, yeah.
An iced chai tea latte will do the trick. So.
Yeah, it's the key to your heart.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's more meaningful to me when my partner helps me out, especially if they know I'm already busy, or I hear my partner specifically tell me, I appreciate you.
I like the helping out if I'm already busy.
I agree with that one as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're on the same page for that. We're almost done this quiz, by the way. We are very close to the end of this quiz. A couple more questions. It's more meaningful to me when my partner and I embrace after we've been apart for a while, or I hear my partner say how much I mean to him or her.
I think the first one.
I say the second one.
Do you?
Yes.
Why do you say the second one?
I like to know that I mean a lot to you. I think I get worried sometimes. I'm like, is he still like in this? Like, are we still good? So if you could just reassure me and like say something meaningful like that, that helps me a lot.
I think it's easy for me to get comfortable and just kind of go through the motions and a lot of things. I do that with my job and everything, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is the last question, actually.
We're getting close to the end. Oh, is that the end?
This is it.
Oh.
This is it. What?
Whoa, Dylan,
interesting. Mine changed.
Has changed. Okay, so it does give you the percentages. We're going to screenshot these actually, and we're going to share them on our Instagram page too. But Dylan will go, do you want to do yours first?
Yeah,
or do you
sure.
Want to do mine first?
No, I can do mine because like physical touch is only 27%.
That's your second one though. So
yeah, but quality time is my first one.
Okay, so first one for you, for Dylan, quality time 33%, physical touch 27%, receiving gifts is 17%, words of affirmation is 13%, and acts of service is 10%.
Which is surprising.
Mine, okay.
I thought that was going to be higher.
You thought what was going to be higher?
Acts of service was going to be higher for me.
That's your bottom one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, what are mine?
So yours are acts of service at 33%, which is obvious. I knew that was going to happen. But I'm still surprised that mine's quality time and not physical touch. But they're close. Your second one is receiving gifts, which makes sense. But I think yours could also be receiving and giving gifts. Yeah. I think that could be switched. And then 17% is words of affirmation. 17% again is quality time. And then 10% is physical touch.
How do you feel about what? I'm
not surprised. No. I mean, I'm kind of surprised by the exact numbers, but I'm not shocked.
So we'll just explain quickly the 5 love languages. Each one of these is a way of like how to communicate with this person if they have, physical touch as their first one, also actions to take. Mm-hmm. So for Dylan, his first one was quality time. And that means uninterrupted and focused conversations, one-on-one time is critical. So that's how you can communicate. And actions to take are creating special moments together, taking walks, doing small things with your partner. Weekend getaways are huge. That is so funny. Like, that's so you.
Yeah, totally.
My first one was acts of service. So how to communicate would be using an action phrase like, I'll help, ... with this, with that.
Yeah.
They want to know that you're with them, partnered with them. Actions to take is, do the chores together, make breakfast in bed. Oh my God, you made breakfast in bed this morning.
I totally did.
Oh my God, that's so good.
That's funny.
Oh,
funny.
You made me breakfast in bed this morning.
And I totally didn't even read this before, I promise you.
And go out of your way to help alleviate their daily workload. That just blew my mind. Okay, we're going to say the other 3. So if you did this quiz, again, 5 love languages, if your next one or your first one was receiving gifts, how to communicate with this person who has that would be thoughtfulness to make sure your spouse is a priority and speak purposefully. And actions to take, obviously, give thoughtful gifts and gestures. Small things matter in a big way and express gratitude when receiving a gift. Mm-hmm. Physical touch, if that was your first one, non-verbal, use body language and touch to express love. Hug, kiss, hold hands are actions to take, show physical affection often, and make intimacy more thoughtful a priority. Mm-hmm. That makes sense, obviously, with physical touch. And words of affirmation. This one I think was both like equally important to us too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But how to communicate, encourage, affirm, appreciate, empathize, and listen actively. Actions to take for words of affirmation is send an unexpected note, text, or card, and just genuinely encourage them often.
Listening back to some of these episodes, it's like us just calling each other out back and forth. Yeah. I love it so much.
You like that? I hope the people listening
like it's also a record for us because then I can prove to you that I'm being better or that I'm learning or that I'm getting better or that I'm listening, right? Because I can say, remember in like episode 4 when you said you hated that I did that? I don't do that anymore, right? Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So again, those were the 5 love languages. I think it is really important for you to do this. Like Dylan said at the beginning, you don't even have to be in a relationship to take this quiz, right?
And I think it'll help you actually if you take it before you're in a relationship, because then you kind of know what you're like before you enter that relationship. So you can there's no surprises, like you already know that I need physical touch or I need words of affirmation, and you can let the person that you're interested in when the time's appropriate know that, and then they'll better be able to provide what you need.
Honestly, like Dylan and I did this before we even started officially dating.
Yeah.
And I think it actually helped us in our relationship in the beginning stages of it.
Absolutely.
Thinking about it now, at the time, I think we knew what our love languages were. So we put that into a relationship. And now looking back at it, I think it helped a lot.
We were talking with our friends recently and they said you should do it every 6 months because it can change, right?
And yours did change, right? Yeah. Yours did change. Mine, I think, is about the same.
It shifts kind of as you grow in the relationship and kind of things change around and adapt and change, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, that was a lot.
That was a lot.
I'm tired.
Hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully you will do the 5 love languages. Again, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Living Life Authentically Podcast, Spotify and Apple's where you can listen. And coming up in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have some very exciting guests. We're not going to say who.
Tell me who.
Tell me who.
I already know, so it's fine.
We do have a plan though, because our last episode 9, we talked about bettering your health during, a pandemic with Connor. And so Connor is going to be back to talk about more things regarding mental health.
We got a lot of stuff to talk vote
Yes,
with him.
because I think that's super important that
Yeah.
we have those discussions, periodically through
Yeah.
this podcast. And maybe one of the episodes reminded you of someone in your life.
Yeah.
Send that episode to them.
Yeah.
We would love that.
Yeah, and like just send us a note that you're enjoying it. Or you know what? If you disagree with something that we're talking about, let us know. And like let's have a discussion about it. This podcast isn't really about teaching, it's about discussing, right? And we don't know anything more than you guys know. So we want to like make sure that we kind of present it as a way of this is a conversation, right?
Yeah,
and with that, we want criticism. We want constructive criticism back. Right?
Yep. It is our opinions, but if you can learn something from us, that's a bonus.
That's all the better. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.